We've got some NASCAR news today. We're going to have some more tomorrow, actually. Joe Gibbs Racing is announcing, I think it's Xfinity lineup tomorrow morning, so we'll look into that at that point. But as for today, we have two main topics. The first one being Jimmie Johnson's crew chief in 2024. Of course, Jimmie Johnson only running a part-time schedule, but still, we now know who his crew chief is going to be. And then Cody Ware, former Rick Ware Racing driver. I don't know what his future holds, but he has been reinstated by NASCAR. We'll look into that. But first, I want to talk about the Legacy Motor Club move with Jimmie Johnson and his new crew chief. Now, obviously, Jimmie Johnson joined the Legacy Motor Club ownership group in the offseason after 2022. It was then Petty GMS, but after Johnson became a part owner, it became Legacy Motor Club, and Jimmie Johnson decided that he would race part-time. He raced in a handful of races last year, and Todd Gordon, the championship-winning crew chief with Joey Logano, was on top of the pit box for Jimmie Johnson. Obviously, Johnson and Gordon, they did not have much success. As I said, they only ran a part-time schedule. They ran in the Daytona 500, Circuit of the Americas, the Coke 600. I can't remember any other races. That might have been it. But, well, this year, or this upcoming year, I should say, Johnson will be in a Toyota, first of all, which is going to be really weird to say. And secondly, he's going to have a new crew chief. His crew chief will be Jason Burdett. Burdett used to be at JRM in the Xfinity Series. He has also been at Hendrick Motorsports, which is actually the connection with Jimmie Johnson. He worked in the 24 and the 48 shop back when they were in the same building. So he actually knows Jimmie Johnson. They knew each other at Hendrick. But Burdett has been a crew chief at the Xfinity Series level, as I said. He's won 18 races in the Xfinity Series. He's made some championship fours with Justin Allgaier. Obviously, the championship four is not the goal for Jimmie Johnson, as he's only running a part-time schedule. He is not chasing his 8th championship, as he used to say. So no championship aspirations, but the fact of the matter is that they are going to have someone on top of the pit box who does know what he is doing. I'm not saying that Todd Gordon didn't, but I'm just saying that they are continuing with the trend of, championship level crew chief. The statement says, Legacy Motor Club has signed Jason Burdett as crew chief of the number 84 Toyota Camry XSE, driven by 7-time NASCAR champion Jimmie Johnson in 2024. Burdett brings with him almost 3 decades of experience working with powerhouse teams and championship-winning drivers at NASCAR's highest level. It then goes on to kind of state what he has done, what I just told you, the amount of wins he's had, top 10s, top 5s, all that stuff. I have a very long history of working with Jason at Hendrick Motorsports. We spent a lot of time together throughout the years, said Jimmie Johnson. Jason is one of the nicest people I've ever met in the sport. He's solid, and he's creating an amazing legacy for himself. I like how they capitalize legacy because Legacy Motor Club. I've always had a great working relationship with him, and I'm just genuinely excited he has joined the club. And then it also says that Burdett will indeed be full-time at Legacy Motor Club. Obviously not just crew chiefing for the 84 car for Jimmie Johnson, but he's going to be helping the team transition from Chevy to Toyota, as I said earlier. Last year, their final year with Chevy. This upcoming year, their first year with Toyota in the manufacturer engine change. So he will be helping there. So he is actually going to be full-time at Legacy Motor Club, not just crew chiefing the 84 car. So it's a full-blown, full-time gig for him over at Legacy. Jimmie Johnson, they also said in this press release, we already knew part of this. We knew that he would be running at Texas, Kansas, and Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. They said that they would be announcing his full schedule of 2024, or more of his schedule, in early 2024. So we will not know anything over the next 3 weeks. We will know it by calendar 2024, what Jimmie Johnson's 2024 calendar is. That actually kind of worked out how I said that there. But yes, that is pretty straightforward there. Jimmie Johnson has a new crew chief for his part-time schedule, but the guy running his car will also be full-time for Legacy. Jason Burdett, who used to be at Hendrick Motorsports, Junior Motorsports, is now going to be at Legacy Motor Club. Now for our next bit of news, Cody Ware. So Cody Ware back in April was suspended indefinitely after being arrested on charges of assault and a few, sub-charges of assault, basically. Well, those charges have been dropped, and so NASCAR has reinstated him. Here is the statement from NASCAR. NASCAR officials reinstated Cup Series driver Cody Ware on Tuesday. Ware had been suspended indefinitely by the sanctioning body on April 10th after the 28-year-old, then 27, was arrested by the Iredell, sorry if I mispronounced that, County, which is in North Carolina, Sheriff's Office on a felony charge of assault by strangulation, inflict serious injury, and a misdemeanor charge of assault on a female. The charges have since been dropped. So Cody Ware's charges have been dropped. I believe that also the charges against his now ex-girlfriend, there were charges on her as well. They have been dropped. There was a whole civil suit as well. That has been dropped. There were a lot of charges in this case. There was a lot going on, it seems, from what I've read. I'll put the article down in the description. You can read all the details. But Cody Ware, the charges have been dropped. That is the fact of the matter. And so he can continue with his NASCAR career if he indeed chooses to do so, or if he and Rick Ware Racing choose to do so. Obviously, Cody Ware, the son of Rick Ware, the team owner of Rick Ware Racing. We'll see what ends up happening. One of those cars has been full-time filled by Justin Haley, who made the move from Colleague to Rick Ware Racing. So we'll see what Cody Ware does. We're not entirely sure what the second car is going to do, and they haven't announced anything. They haven't locked anything up. Maybe this is why. Maybe they knew that Cody Ware's charges were going to be dropped. They knew that something was going to break through in the case, the legal case, and so they were waiting out to see if Cody Ware could be in that second car full-time, or if they're going to rotate him in on a part-time basis. Both cars are under the charter system, so both cars will have to run full-time, regardless if it's a single driver, Cody Ware, or if it's a rotation of drivers like we saw this year. But one of those cars will indeed be Justin Haley. The second car, nothing locked up yet, but Cody Ware, if he wanted to, now can come back into the NASCAR world in a driving role because his charges have been dropped and NASCAR has reinstated him. So Cody Ware can indeed drive again. As for that second Rick Ware car, I don't know what they're going to do. I honestly forgot about the second Rick Ware car, to be honest. But yeah, that's today's video. As I said, nothing massive, nothing earth-shattering in the NASCAR world, but still important topics. We have a full-time Cup Series ride that is being talked about, a former full-time Cup Series driver who is being talked about, and a crew chief for a 7-time champion. So we had a lot to talk about today. We've got more tomorrow, as I said, with the Xfinity Series rides of, I almost said Kyle Busch Motorsports. Not Kyle Busch Motorsports, but his former employer, Joe Gibbs Racing, making some changes at the Xfinity level. There have been rumors, reports. There was a video of Joe Gibbs himself at a Washington Commanders game a couple weeks ago, introducing the new kind of part owner of JGR, Josh Harris, introducing him to some of the drivers, Christopher Bell, and then Eric Almirola. And then he said, yeah, Eric's going to drive for us next year. So that kind of spoiled that surprise. So if you didn't know that, I guess I spoiled your surprise. But yeah, I think it's going to be Eric Almirola. I think Sheldon Creed, because, Austin Hill leaked that info back in October. And then I don't know what the rest of the lineup is. I guess we'll see. But, of course, they lost Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones over the last couple of years. Ty Gibbs moved up to the Cup Series. So we'll see what they do with their Xfinity program. I'm interested to see who it's going to be. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.